Welcome back to the conversation. We are having an incredible conversation about Atlanta's role as the Hollywood of the South and, of course, Black Hollywood. But creativity comes in all forms, and it's not just actors that Atlanta is nurturing. My next guest is a celebrity photographer who's been making his mark in the ATL for the last 20 years, shooting some of the biggest names in entertainment all across the country, really all across the globe. We're talking Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, Steve Harvey, just to name a few. Welcome to the show, Robert Ector.
Wow, thank you, Portia.
Yes, indeed.
And Mr. Gossett, it's my honor to be in your presence. Thank you as well.
Thank you. Yes, I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation. We wanted to have you, Robert, because I love your story of being a boy who just wanted to be creative and take pictures. And then next thing you know, somebody's like, hey, man, you got a pretty good eye. And it's not an overnight sensation. There was a hustle, there was a grind. And tell us about your story. I love that it started with you having to take all the pictures of your beautiful mama and all the fine women in the family who said, take the picture, baby.
Yeah, so that's how it started. I have 3 sisters, my mom, and they've always been into fashion and beauty. So I was the one who, when they were leaving the house, I had to grab the camera and I had to take the pictures. So that's how my love for photography and art and fashion really began with my family.
And the disposable, in my mind, it's that little green disposable camera we used to pick up from the corner store, drugstore, and you were just taking pictures of everything after that, right?
At one point, Portia, I could remember maybe in one day buying 2 and 3 and 4 disposable cameras because I would just take pictures, and I would run out of film because the disposable cameras, they only have a certain amount.
That 24, and you
24.
went through.
So I would go buy 2 and 3 cameras, and the Walgreens would be at the local corner of my house, and I would just stay up there all day and develop photos.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Talk to us, though, about how you went from, how you made a name for yourself, because it's more than a notion to make a name for yourself as a photographer in such a competitive industry anyway. We all think of in front of the camera how tricky Hollywood is. But for you, what did you do to stand out?
Wow, photography is a very competitive industry, especially nowadays with social media. You have a great camera even on your phone. You can pick up a phone right now these days and have clarity and all of that. So one thing that I've always believed in with my business is, number one, making my clients look how they want to look, making them feel how, if you can imagine yourself at your greatest, at your prettiest, at whatever you want to be, I want my clients to leave my photo shoot feeling that way, or leave an event or whatever with my camera, making them feel at their greatest, So that's how it started.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yes.
Nas and Mary J. Blige. I'm wondering the first time, like you're meeting Louis Gossett Jr. today, right?
Wow.
The first time it became very clear that God was making a space for you with the biggest names. What was that like for you?
I would definitely say Mary was one of them. I can remember maybe 10 years ago I had an interview with a friend, and they asked me who was one of the people that I wanted to shoot, who was my dream person to shoot. And I mentioned Mary's name, not even thinking that I would be working with her. It was just a wild guess, So when she was nominated for her 2 Oscars a few years back, her team reached out to me to follow her for the Oscars and document her day. And it was just amazing. Just working with her and being with her was really next level.
Great artist.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And we're seeing here, that's Zendaya, absolutely
So this
beautiful.
was Zendaya. This was for Valentino, which is, everyone knows, is an amazing designer. She works a lot with him. And we went to her home, and we shot these in her home. And Zendaya's another amazing spirit.
She does have a
and
wonderful spirit.
You pick it up from these people, Even with Nicki Minaj here, it's like the energy that these people exude is so next level that, I love it, and it just brings something out of me.
One of the things that I love that you're doing, though, is that you are being very deliberate about nurturing other artists.
Yes.
And you're an artist, you're a photographer, and in your new studio, we know that you are showcasing other artists, as in clothing design, as in, painters. Why was it so important for you to take your gift? And we're seeing some from your beautiful studio here.
Thank you.
Why was that so important?
It's so important, Portia, because as you know, even in the field that you do, no matter what, you can be going through whatever, you're still expected to show up. You know, you're still expected to always be on your A game. Even with Mr. Gossett, I was telling people always expect, no matter what's going on in your personal life, they want you to show up and perform.
Right.
So I know so many of my friends who work with amazing people who might deal with anxiety or depression or just certain things that I feel like we pour so much out that we have to take time to really give to ourselves as creatives, and really just we owe it to ourselves to do that, and that's what I'm doing with the atelier.
Mr. Gossett, I know that that spirit of nurturing other artists is important to you. Is that a lost art form, or do you feel like that artists continue to do that in front of the camera and behind the camera?
Well, it's a return to an old art form. And we used to do that in the old days when we had to take care of one another.
Right.
Now it's a natural thing to do. It's a natural, at each age, to do something for the benefit of the whole tribe.
Right, right.
Yes.
You have to look at it as a
So
village.
now I'm an elder.
Yes.
He's still at it, so I can give him advice and get out of his way and let him create.
Wow.
And I can give him what it's worth and let him do his thing and get out of his way and watch the miracles. And be satisfied that maybe I added to something of his growth.
Ashe, you surely have.
Absolutely.
Good stuff,
That's it,
gentlemen.
yeah.
Stand by. When we return, she is on the come up, and she's also in the biggest movie in the country right now. We're talking to actress Aba Arthur. She's going to join the conversation. Stay with us. Thank you so much for coming back to the table for this important, incredible conversation about how Atlanta has turned into the Hollywood of the South and Black Hollywood over the course of the years. Academy Award winner Louis Gossett Jr. and celebrity photographer Robert Ector have been a part of this amazing conversation. And my next guest is an Atlanta-based actress who just happens to be in this box office hit you may have heard of. It's left audiences in awe as we travel to Wakanda, a fictional land that celebrates African elegance and excellence. Aba Arthur.
Wow.
She played a naval engineer in Wakanda. Good to see you. Greetings, sister. Greetings.
Thank you.
Wow, just what an amazing experience to be a part of Black Panther, and then, you know, the work that had to be done to make it as amazing as it was without Chadwick Boseman. What a beautiful, we're not doing any spoilers, but what a beautiful movie. It had to be an incredible experience for you.
Absolutely. Life-changing, of course, to be on set with all of these greats and to obviously be standing in the same place and telling the same story that Chadwick created and originated. To be directed by Ryan Coogler, I mean, certainly an honor.
Wow.
An honor.
So, you know, shooting this movie here, and I know you've worked on other projects here. What is this like for an actress? You're not starting out, but you still have many, many, many years ahead. What is it like to be in a space like Atlanta, where you've got a Louis Gossett Jr., you've got a Robert Ector, you've got so many incredible people here doing this craft?
It's an honor. It's all I can say. I mean, to be able to really take from what everybody else has already built on and to be able to be a part of the legacy that Black Hollywood has created, especially here in Atlanta. It's really an honor.
And I've heard some people say, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, you know, because of social media, things can be very me, I oriented. But it feels like in the creative space, that there is a lot more nurturing, that there's a lot more, hey, sis, you know this role is up, hey, you know this, you know so and so. Is that, do you find that that's the case?
It's family time.
Yes.
That's very familiar too. It's family time when you're not working. It's family time when you're searching for what to do in life. And something happens when you connect your roots all the way through to today, and you hit the opportunity and your soul hit together. And she winds up in that movie, and I wind up at 17, and he winds up with those little cameras.
Yeah.
Those magic things happen to each and every one of us.
You said opportunity and soul, and Robert, you nodded.
Yes,
like you
absolutely.
totally quickly. Why?
It's amazing just to see Atlanta just take over every aspect of entertainment.
It's natural.
The fashion, the movie, just to have a movie like Black Panther filmed here in Atlanta,
right.
That just shows you the growth in which the city is going, and to be a part of it and to see these beautiful faces is just really something amazing that's really happening here.
Yeah, they say it's fictional, right?
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
and we
it
know
is.
it's fictional. But boy, it sure feels real.
Feels real.
It feels real right here in this moment, especially with the three of you. I just want to thank all three of you for what you do as an elder, as a legend, and as one who still tends to those of us in the village, for the work that you're doing to keep the village lifted. I say thank you to all three of you for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you, and you as well, Portia.
You too.
Absolutely.
You.
What you're doing and what you're bringing to television, this is art as well. You're an artist, and we appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. We'll be right back.